Can you believe it? Because I can't. Basketball is back. NBA opening night in just a few days. Preseason wrapping up tonight. If you're fired up, if you're excited for the NBA being back, like this video, hit that thumbs up icon because coming up on today's show are power rankings for the 2022-23 season. What's up? Welcome into NBA Now by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham, and we are going to take a look at our heading into opening night NBA power rankings. Preseason wraps up tonight. Let's get into it. We'll break it down from 30 to 1 on today's show. Like I mentioned, we got the preseason. Few games wrapping up tonight, but they're mostly in the books. Opening night is this Tuesday with a couple of games, and then the rest of the NBA gets started on Wednesday the 19th. And then, of course, those Golden State Warriors are defending champions. Will they be number one on our preseason power rankings? Stay tuned to find out at the end of the video. NBA, who is going to win it all this year? Who's going to win the championship in the month of June? Will Golden State repeat? Will it be someone else? Let us know who's going to win the NBA Finals this upcoming season. All right, let's get into these power rankings here. We're going to go from 30 to 1, and what's going to be very interesting is a lot of these teams at the bottom, they want Victor Wembanyama, so we will see how that goes. I got the Utah Jazz at 30. They traded away all their top assets. This is going to be a bad team, but they get Wembanyama, might be worth it. Number 29, San Antonio. I keep thinking the Spurs are going to fall off. They've been more competitive than their roster would suggest. I actually do think this is the year they're pretty bad, and it would be very San Antonio-esque to the one year they finally suck to get Victor Wembanyama. That would be very on brand for that franchise. Talk about hitting the reset button overnight if that happens. At number 28, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I like some of their young pieces, but Chet Holmgren's hurt. He's out for the season, right? He's not going to play this year, so you don't have him. I like SGA. I just don't think they have enough yet. I've got them at number 28. How about the Houston Rockets? Similar to OKC, I like some of their young pieces. I'm a big Jalen Green fan. They've got some other talent as well, but they just got to grow. These two teams right here, OKC and Houston, the raw talent is there, but they need to groom together. Then eventually you add a veteran piece or two, and they're going to be good teams here in a few years. Could be true for the Orlando Magic as well. I like Franz Wagner. They've got some decent guards that I'm a fan of. You got Jonathan Isaac back at some point, hopefully this year. So we'll see where Orlando sits moving forward, but some young talent to keep an eye on. This is one of those teams that league pass. They're going to be fun to watch this year. Which team is going to land Victor Wembanyama in the draft? Now, again, this is not the NFL where if you have the worst record, you're guaranteed the first pick. It still comes down to a draft lottery, but who do you guys think is going to tank for Vic and get Vic? Let us know down in the comments section. Let's go 25 to 21 here. The Indiana Pacers. I like Rick Carlisle as a coach, but has the game passed him by a bit? Does he connect with young players? I don't know. They've got some talent still. Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield. Is that enough to compete in the East? I don't know. Number 24, the Sacramento Kings. I think they're going to play to win, but the West is just loaded. I think they'll be a little bit better than last year, but still not good enough to flirt with the playoff spot. 23, I'm excited to watch the Detroit Pistons this year. You got Cade Cunningham. You got Sadiq Bey. Who's the guy they just drafted, Seeps, in the first round? Jaden Ivey, who's been balling in the preseason, by the way. I'm excited to watch him. Could they be a sneaky, play-in contending team? I feel like they're a year away, but I think they could be fun to watch. At number 22, the Charlotte Hornets. Obviously, the whole Miles Bridges situation really hurts their on-court brand here as he obviously remains unsigned because of his domestic situation. But you got LaMelo Ball. You still got some decent players, but I think losing Bridges does hurt their playoff chances. Number 21, the Washington Wizards. If Kristaps Porzingis can stay healthy, already nicked up in the preseason, but big if, it's going to be a sneaky team. You got Bradley Beal. You've got some depth there with Kuzma and a few other pieces as well. I like Hachimura, but it's going to come down to Porzingis' health, which is not a great thing to hinge your bets on. At number 20, how about Portland? Where are the Trailblazers going to sit this year? Dame back and healthy. They got some pieces around him. I like the Jeremy Grant addition. West is tough, but if Dame can get back to form, I think this could be a dangerous team. At number 19, the Atlanta Hawks. Don't know where to really plug in the Hawks here. I got them at 19. I feel like they could be anywhere from like the 5th seed in the East to missing the playoffs. I'm not sure where they'll fit in. Deeper conference this year, but it all comes down to how Trae Young and DeJounte Murray fit next to one another. At number 18, the New York Knicks, as the Knicks are trying to get back to where they were a couple of years ago when they were the 4th seed. Another growth of R.J. Barrett. You're hoping Julius Randle bounces back. The Jalen Brunson addition, Mitchell Robinson. You got some pieces here in New York. Can Tibbs put it all together? Can this be a playoff team? Only time will tell. Speaking of the New York Knicks, we have a New York Knicks YouTube channel and a bunch of other channels as well. Go search these channels on YouTube and go subscribe. The Lakers Report approaching 49,000 subscribers. Golden State Warriors today over 46,000. Mavericks today approaching 21,000 subs. You got our Knicks channel at over 14,000. Celtics today almost at 14,000, and then our 76ers channel as well. And hey, if you support Chat Sports, if you support our team channels, we can launch more team channels in the future. We got a few ideas of who those teams are, but support our other channels, and we'll be able to create even more here at Chat Sports. At number 17, the Toronto Raptors. They're kind of a wild card team to me. Are they could they contend? Are they kind of a pretender? I don't know, but we know they're going to be well coached. We know they're a player development factory. We'll see how it comes together this season for Nick Nurse. At number 16, Chicago Bulls. Last year, through about 50 games, this looked like maybe the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. It finished really poorly, flamed out in the playoffs. There were some injuries around Lonzo, Caruso. Zach LaVine was playing hurt. Lonzo Ball is still hurt right now. I don't know how to feel about this team. There's talent there. You still got DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. Patrick Williams, need a big year from him. We'll see where the Bulls sit after the first month or so. At number 15, I think the biggest wild card team in the NBA this year is the New Orleans Pelicans. I think they could contend for a Western Conference Finals appearance. They could also miss the playoffs. If Zion stays healthy and fits in with how this nucleus worked last year with Brandon Ingram, C.J. McCollum, you got guys like Herb Jones in the mix now as well. This could be a very dangerous team down in New Orleans. Number 14, the Lakers. I don't know. I mean, last year was not good, but you still have 2 top 10 talents, for sure LeBron, and when AD's locked in, he's still arguably the most dynamic big in the league, behind maybe just Joel Embiid, maybe Jokic, but AD is that capable. How does it work with Russell Westbrook and Pat Beverly? We've all seen the clip where Russ didn't even want to huddle up with P-Bev. He's coming off the bench in this final preseason game. I don't know how this is going to work together. What do you guys think? How do you feel about the Lakers? Are they contenders or pretenders? They have the talent and the star power to be contenders, but I'm not sold. C for contenders, P for pretenders. Let us know what you guys think. All right, number 13 here, the Cleveland Cavaliers, another wild card team. Donovan Mitchell added to the mix here, and this was already a team that was very good last year. I mean, kind of like the Bulls through 50 games. This was like a 4 seed in the East and then just had a really poor finish. Young, inexperienced team. I think that led to a lot of that. But you add a guy like D-Mitch who's played in a lot of playoff series to a young team that was already on the rise. I like how the Cavs sit right now. At number 12, the Minnesota Timberwolves. You got Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and some nice role players. I like this team. If Edwards takes that jump and maybe is like a fringe MVP guy, this could be a team to watch in the West. How about the Brooklyn Nets? I don't know how to feel about them. You got KD and Kyrie. You're always going to have a chance when you have talent like that. But KD tried to get Steve Nash run out of town. Kyrie is a flake. I don't know. I mean, I'll put them at 11 here. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but are they going to really contend? Is Ben Simmons going to contribute? We'll see. Make sure you guys subscribe to us here at Chat Sports. With the NBA being back, we're going to ramp up our coverage here with the latest NBA news, rumors. We'll have power rankings like this periodically throughout the season. So go ahead and subscribe. Join the movement here at Chat Sports. Let's go into the top 10 now. The Dallas Mavericks at 10. You lose Jalen Brunson. That hurts, obviously. But you add Christian Wood, JaVale McGee. The front court gets a lot better. This is one of the worst rebounding teams in the NBA now. Luka Doncic has had to lead this team in rebounding the last few years. That shouldn't be the case with Wood and McGee on board now, so that should help. How do they replace Jalen Brunson? Need a big year from Spencer Dinwiddie. Number 9, the Denver Nuggets. They could go up if Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. get healthy and stay healthy. Will that happen? I don't know. Nikola Jokic is a beast. He needs some help, though. Can't do it alone. At number 8, the Phoenix Suns. I didn't know where to put them. They obviously won the West regular season last year, had 65 wins, whatever it was. flamed out against the Mavs. They lost to Kai Soto and the Adelaide 36ers in the preseason. They're still loaded, though. You got Booker, CP3, DeAndre Ayton. I'm not sure he wants to be there, though. Keep an eye on them. This could be a regression team this year. At number 7, the Miami Heat. Listen, you got Spoelstra, that culture there with Pat Riley. Jimmy Butler is still a beast. I keep thinking they're going to fall off at some point, and then they just don't. They're going to win 50 games. They'll be right in the mix in the East. Number 6, Philadelphia 76ers. They should be better than the Heat, but will they? I've got them higher. I like the culture in Miami better. I do think poaching P.J. Tucker away should help in that regard. We know Joel Embiid is going to do his thing. Tyrese Maxey, I'm a big fan of him. He's one of my favorite young players in the NBA. I think the X factor is James Harden. Can he be at least all-star level James Harden? I don't think he's going to be Rockets level, but can he be at an all-star level? If he is, this is going to be a very, very dangerous team. Shout out your favorite team. Basketball is back. Let us know who you're repping this year down in the comments. And again, might launch some new channels in the future. We'll be reading the comments, see which teams are represented the most. Top 5 here, Memphis Grizzlies at number 5. Listen, I'm a big fan of this backcourt with Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Dillon Brooks. I know Dillon Brooks can be a headache offensively, but he's still a dog defensively. You got nice depth there. I like this team. I think they're only going to get better and better. Los Angeles Clippers at number 4. I think they're the biggest riser from last season. Kawhi's back. You still got Paul George. I like Reggie Jackson. Ty Lue's a great coach. This team should be a contender in the West. How about number 3, the defending Eastern Conference champions? It's the Boston Celtics. Listen, the Ime Udoka stuff, how much of an impact will that have? Talent-wise, they're right there. I mean, they should compete for an NBA championship again. You got Jason Tatum, hopefully taking that next step to be a true MVP type of player. You got Jaylen Brown, who I think is one of the best number 2s in the NBA. Really good depth. Robert Williams banged up to start the year, but once he's healthy, he's a stud at center. You got a lot of talent here. Al Horford, the nice vet. Marcus Smart's a glue guy. Let's see how Joe Mazzulla does taking over as head coach. Number 2, the Milwaukee Bucks. Listen, had Chris Middleton not gotten hurt last year, they might have repeated as NBA champs. That was a big loss, but he's back now. You got Giannis. This is going to be the team to beat in the East, in my opinion. And then the Golden State Warriors. The Draymond stuff with Jordan Poole, it's a big distraction, there's no doubt, but they're the defending champs. This nucleus has won 4 championships now, and you got the young guys in there now with Poole. We'll see if James Wiseman gives this team something this year, but someone's got to knock them off that pedestal. Until they do, I've got them at number 1. Basketball is back. I'm fired up. Hit that sub button. We'll see you soon here on NBA Now.